Yeah, I just wanna be the greatest. Everybody knows my name, shit. I'ma have this whole fucking game list, spitting with insane wit, and I'm gonna be famous. Ain't nobody able to delay this. Coming up, I had a vision to make it. Never wanted to be nothing, always wanted to play shit. Sit in class, always wondering why I love this lame shit.
Kalau macam saya pula, kenapa saya pilih Todak? Sebab saya ni penggemar seafood.
Okay.
Mana-mana pasukan yang
ada haiwan, ada haiwan laut.
Ikan. Saya akan lebih pada ikan. Sebab Lafayette pun pernah kata saya ni macam berdarah pahlawan.
Okay.
Todak ni kan pernah ada satu kisah dongeng bersama dengan Hang Nadim. So dia saling berkait.
Faham?
Saya pun tak tahu betul ke Hang Nadim. Tapi saya rasa betul.
Basah rambut aku. Basah.
Nanti aku kena check.
Okay, itu kita
the Eve decides to get split off, or is it Barca as well? But this time, Todak, they respect this. They go for first phase ban on towards the Grok. It's been a while since I've seen a Grok ban. I think the last time I saw it was season 3, season 4.
Yes.
It's still very, very popular.
Exactly, and no, that's a really good point because again, Grok has only been shown by Geek Fam only yesterday, so Todak are definitely prepared for this.
Lots of respect there for the high and dry Grok played by Zorn in day 1. More bans coming out now. Geek Fam getting rid of the Ling, which we did see Chiku play in their match yesterday against RSG. However, I do wonder if this is the right choice to go for, because I don't think this is one of Chiku's stronger heroes, and we saw his performance yesterday with it wasn't exactly stellar. It wasn't really Chiku material. You would ordinarily assume if you're going to ban out heroes against Chiku, you would focus more on the typical marksman like Granger, Yisun Shin, that kind of thing. So it's curious why they're going for that. The Cho ban against Geek Fam is pretty traditional.
You know, it seems like Geek Fam has something in store for their draft as well here. The only reason why they would ban the Ling is just so that there's no one jumping the back lines here. So it's pretty clear that Geek Fam wants to play a split push potential, but at the same time, does Todak get the read here? You know, do they pick heroes that actually cut the back lines, which oftentimes we have not seen a single Saber game yet, which is amazing in doing so. But of course, Todak is being Todak's game. They can't play anything in their pool. So I'm looking forward to see what is going to be up to in this particular matchup. But it seems like Popo and Kuba will be banned instead.
Okay, Popo and Kupal definitely understand what they're trying to get through at. However, Matilda wide open for the pickings, and it looks like Geek Fam instantly going to take it up without any sort of hesitation. Todak here, Benedetta is still up. Yep, Benedetta is already going to get picked up immediately after that. Do they want to pair this with a flexible mage, or are they looking for something like Lunox who can be flexed in either role?
Going for a mage right now would certainly be the safe pick to go about it, but Todak is definitely going to be happy with this Benedetta pickup. We know that 4 mage plays the hero very effectively, and in the previous game on day 1, RSG banned out this hero first in all 3 games, not allowing it through. So the fact that Geek Fam have allowed Todak to pick this up today, we'll get to see some 4 mage Benedetta action. Something interesting to note as well is Matilda is surprisingly getting through quite a lot of the draft phases in the playoffs so far, despite the hero being known for being just such an impressive early game support.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Todak decided to go for the Ludox. They could have just went for the Eve, but seems like Todak is pretty much one of the only teams that are very confident to fight against the Eve roster here. But to this date, thus far coming based on playoff stats, Eve has a 100% win rate here. So Geek Fam, are they going to take a double mage setup from the get-go? Pretty much stuck themselves in this situation, which they do play as well. If you do recall, they did bring the glue as well as the Grok yesterday to make sure that this Eve is going to be able to pop off coming from Geek Fam.
And I think at the end of the day, right, it's like if you do try to go for Eve, there is potential counter matchups that can be thrown out. Lancelot is still up for grabs. Geek Fam hasn't really shown too much. Uranus followed up by Granger, going to be the natural pick for Geek Fam. I definitely thought that they weren't going for Uranus, maybe looking for an Alice potentially, but hey, Uranus does the job. He slows them down. It looks like they can set up for a Farsa as well as a Eve, unless Todak lets one slip through.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Eve come later on here. Geek Fam, they are keeping their options open as well. They can still go for the double tank setup if they want to. Glue is still up for options as well. Todak, they have to realize that based on their drafts here, they might consider picking up the glue later on. So do they want to just ban it off from the get-go, or they start banning off side lanes here? Todak, they have to make a decision. What is an annoying side lane here? Uranus is placed that really well. On the other hand, they don't exactly have anything that kind of mess this up right now. Because if you think about it, Todak, they've got iframes all the way through. Picking up the glue right here secures that iframe for Rizal, because that's going to be 3 heroes from Risada Todak that has pretty much iframes, invisibilities all the way through. There's just so much kiting potential coming in from Todak.
It does certainly look like Todak is going to be a very difficult team to catch with the hero pickups that they have so far. Now, as we enter the second phase of bans, the first hero that Todak is electing to eliminate is, of course, the Harif. We do know that Panda can play the hero fairly well, and I think Todak just wants to be able to secure their side lanes a little bit. The Lunox pick will allow them to lane against Uranus pretty well. Normally, you'd expect that laning against Uranus, you're not really gonna get much done, but Lunox is certainly one of those heroes that can make something happen even against this brick wall of a hero. Todak as well at this point, they've not quite yet picked up their marksman for Chiku, so Geek Fam might decide to home in on trying to ban that out.
You know, I've got something interesting to say here. You can see that Geek Fam, they are actually really struggling in a situation where they have no hard lockdowns. If you think about based on the burst potential here, the true real hard lockdowns to actually counter off the heroes coming from Todak, if on top of my head would be a Saber and also a Hellcurt here, which isn't exactly meta oriented. If you go for Eudora, you can still kind of kite those stuns with a probably half a second reaction here, if especially when it comes to this pros, which is very easily be executable.
I think at this point in time, like getting CC at this point of time doesn't matter too much at the end of the day. It's not like they have to focus down on a single target like Ling. My guess is that they're probably going to be getting Yishin Shin and Rogers already out, leaving pretty much Claude on the table. Kufra could be the pick coming in from Todak's side. They want to make sure that Granger can't really get around, and if anybody decides to start pulling themselves in with the guiding wind, they can get punished. So I like the way Todak is taking this. However, Geek Fam needs to finish off their comp.
Yeah, there's just so much respect here. Like Todak, Kufra is a little bit overkill, but it is a pick here just to make sure that Zorn doesn't get anything feisty out of this. But looks like instead of, completely forgotten about this here. Instead of Hellcurt and Saber, there is still the option of going for Natalia, which pretty much the only scenario here if they want to catch one off guard, considering that there's just so much kiting potential that Todak is going to be bringing to the table.
I find it kind of interesting though. I would have expected them to go for something like Yves at the very least. I guess they wanted to play something similar to Farsa. At least it goes well with the Granger. But at the end of the day, Farsa can be locked down with CC, especially since Glue. He's not really going to care. He goes into split form, just rushes into the backline, looks to pick off that Farsa and disrupt her as much as he can. Same goes for Kufra, same goes for Benedetta. So Geek Fam having to swerve and curve, turning into this Natalia comp at the very least, just to get a little bit of lockdown in that form of silence, and it works well against Brody as well, so it all works out in the end.
Yep, looks like Brody going to the final lock-in for Todak here. Looks like Geek Fam did indeed try to focus down on banning as many marksmen away from Chiku as possible with the Yi Sun-Shin and Roger ban, leaving Brody as one of the few remaining valuable heroes. But we do know that Chiku plays this hero well. It is one of his most played heroes in the tournament so far, so he should be able to perform. Geek Fam, an interesting lineup here, and it does look like we're going to see Zorn play on the Natalia again. We've seen him play this before, but I don't think his performance was exactly the top form for this hero, so we'll see whether or not Zorn is going to be able to pull off that position today. This is going to be the very first game of day 2 of the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to miss a second of it. It's gonna be Todak versus Geek Fam.
Well, before we get into the serious mode of the game here, quick prediction, guys. One word.
I'm still leaning more towards Todak on this one. However, the composition coming in from Geek Fam slightly better.
Yeah, I'm liking Todak a bit more here. The Geek Fam lineup is pretty solid, but I think Todak has heroes that they're comfortable with playing, so we'll see exactly what happens.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, here we do see an early harassments coming in from Todak and Geek Fam. Dominance getting dropped pretty low as well. They have Zorn coming for a little bit of assist here, but didn't exactly do too well here. Meanwhile, Todak, they're going to be sleeping this fight here. Zorn is going to try and mess around with Chiku here. Looks like Zorn is going to be out of position here. Moi actually missing the Tyrant's Revenge here. Zorn is going to be out of position. Is he gonna escape? Looks like he is. Down to his last tick. He's gonna running through the turrets as well. But the siege minion, is he gonna die? It's one hit left, but Moon will go in for flicker and get the first blood. There's gonna be a lot of space created, but still money worth coming in from Todak.
No, this is a big win. Look, Maima's already level 3, Chico's only level 2, 2 flickers down. Like, Zorn was able to get a lot of value off of that one play, allowing the rest of the team to kind of open up the map a little bit more. And it doesn't mean that, again, Natalia...
Oh, no.
There we go. Instant value coming in from Zorn's sacrifice. Matilda already finding the first pick. His Art's there to back him up to slow down the onslaught for the rest of the team. Zorn continue to be frustratingly annoying.
So, I have a question for you guys. Do you think double retribution is the thing now? Because that's what Geek Fam has on their side. Zorn has retribution for some reason here.
I mean, it's to steal and to disrupt, man. It makes sense. And especially if he's going to be annoying, he can't be giving too many of those kills over to Todak.
That's the thing about Geek Fam, right? Like, they're playing this as a support Natalia, and support Natalia, they don't exactly have a lot of net worth here. Retribution kind of caps his level, and also minimizes his HP or EXP gain heading towards Todak, so that's pretty much the idea that's going through his line. However, we are going to be seeing the fight here as well here. Moy actually missing up the stuns here, so Todak, they're going to be a very, very rough position. Meanwhile, Arts is keeping in check here. He's thinking about finish on Moy. He might actually go down here. He's down to his last health, and a fantastic stun coming from Chiku saves his life, and Geek Fam is gonna be back in the safety of the gliding wing coming from Dominus.
God, I love how annoying this is.
Go down, but it looks like the fight is gonna continue with Maimai getting yet another kill. Moon gonna have to back off there. Momo will recall as well, but they will lose Chiku there. Already 0 kills, 2 deaths at this point. Definitely not the performance he's hoping for. But that is, of course, our first blood bounty. This is a reminder for y'all. If you guys are buying Mac Delivery anytime soon and you spend 50 ringgit, make sure to use the code MPL Nuggets to get 6 free nuggets on top of your order.
Yep. I mean, Chiku is really going to have to use that code because right now he only hit his level 4 to Maima's level 6. Zorn has been an absolute menace. Chiku, he might be going down again. Zorn almost gets him. He goes quickly into the spark, but Dominus will secure the kill with the Soaring Eagle, trading off Zorn in the process. Dominus doesn't mind dying here, but he will try his best to get on out. Brilliance comes on through. Dominus tries to get up a 4 mace, secures the kill. Moy now in trouble as Panda peels off the rest of the team. Maima will deter 4 mace. And, oh no, he won't deter 4 mace. He doesn't even care. He goes straight on in, but backs away finally.
Yeah, that's going to be a really, really tough fight there coming from Todak. And considering that they've lost so much on Chiku here, they need to somehow find it and make space coming from Chiku. And Zorn is just not making it easy for him here. Despite playing a supportive role, he's 0-3-2. He's doing a fantastic job and just making sure that Chiku does not farm very efficiently.
I mean, look at that. They both have the same KDA. Like Chiku, level 5, Maima, level 7, 2 levels down. Barely can farm half the time because Zorn just keeps stealing away camps.
This is proving to be a very difficult situation for Chiku here, and we have to recall, Brody, the early game is his strongest point. He needs to make something happen with his farm so that he can really come online in the mid game here. Zorn in trouble, gets caught with the Tyrant's Rage. Will he go down? Yes, he will. Torn apart memory, secures the kill on the Natalia. Maima now in trouble, Darkening doing a lot of damage, but he will be able to retreat with the Death Sonata. Art's going to be able to peel them away just a little bit. Momo doesn't quite get enough. Oh no, he does. We'll start to see if he can pull Arts over, but I don't think he's gonna get a kill onto the Uranus. But who is getting killed here? Will it be Dominus? Yes, it is. The Matilda goes down. Panda's in the middle of things. The Chona's welcome. Catches Chiku. Goes down real low. He finds the kill on the Brody. Yet again, Moy dropping really low. Zorn finds the kill as well onto Moon. And now Momo and Formace need to make a hasty retreat. Will he get out? Going for Maima. Will he get him? No. The missile expert will push him back. And then Arts gets the kill onto Formace.
This has to be one of the most bloodiest games. 7 kills. Oh, Zorn gets glue as well.
My God.
13 kills at 5 minutes into the game.
You know, that was a clutch moment coming from Panda. Panda was just soaking up so much damage and dishing out as well. Todak did not realize how hard this barrage is actually hitting in most of these team fights here. Formace, he could have gotten the kill coming from Maima, but at the same time, it was Panda that clutched it out most of these fights alongside with Zorn to be able to sustain their way through and just deny Todak any sort of rotation here. It seems like Todak, they're bleeding hard in this first game.
Yeah, they're bleeding so hard. And the question is whether or not they can actually come back from this. And initially, Geek Fam were kind of giving up quite a number of kills over to Todak, which made them look real good. However, Panda was able to kind of bulwark the defense there to kind of pull it back in terms of the kills. Now, 7-6, not too far apart. Gold, however, is where you see the big difference. 3K, 6 minutes into the game. Small lead, but with pro teams, 3K can go a long way.
Yep, and as of now, Chiku, he might get scouted out here. Zorn immediately goes for the retribution, tries to slow him down, but Moy is there to provide the assist. Zorn will be taken down, so that's going to be a little bit of economy heading into Chiku, which Toda requires them to do, so they need to babysit him for those farm, and with this play right here, it's going to give them a little bit more space. Meanwhile, Geek Fam, they have to retreat here without the help of Zorn. They can't have any sort of hard lockdowns. Meanwhile, Neymar going to popping this up. That's more on ultimately try and zone them off. Toda, they don't care. They're focusing on the turrets, and that's going to be the objective gain coming from Toda.
Fundamentals, they're just making sure they don't mess up their fundamentals. Take the tower, don't sacrifice another kill. It's a small amount of gold, a small price to pay, but as long as you're not losing more than that, it's going to be fine. Now, top side, exposed wide open, 22 more seconds until Turtle comes. So, Geek Fam cracks top side, continues to push, will take the beetle, and then rotate back to mid.
Geek Fam performing really well in this game right now, and this Natalia pickup proving to be a thorn in the side for Todak. Looks like they're trying a gank here. They see Chiku. He goes down straight away, absolutely targeted. There's another finds Momo in the back as well. Bouncing ball has to be used by Moy to get away. Flicker as well as Maima is breathing down his neck. 2 more kills go to Geek Fam, and Chiku is just not catching a break here. Zorn in trouble. Formaze chasing Natalia down. Turret will go down for the side of Geek Fam in the top lane. Panda with the flicker, and then the Toda's welcome. Gets the stun onto Formaze, but he's alive with just a little bit of HP.
Oh no, Zorn.
Is he going for it? Oh, the play by Formaze. Zorn not realizing that he would be able to come back and get the kill. But Zorn is definitely not an important kill for Todak right now. He's basically playing that support role here. A death on him is not going to affect them too heavily.
Oh, what a clutch execute coming from Formaze here to actually take him down. With that play here, he's going to have a little bit more breathing room, but still, they are still bleeding. They need to find a way to stop it up right now because Meima, he's level 13, he's 3-0-2, as Chico is only level 10, he's 3 levels behind him.
3 levels or not, I mean, he needs to figure out a way to drag this game out to at least 12 minutes where he gets closer to level 15 at the end. For Arts, he's continuing to be annoying, but you can see Moy, he's trying to set something up here. Unfortunately, he's going to get locked down by Panda, and Panda, Daytona's welcome onto Moy. The fight continues as they're trying to hide over the wall. Chiku can't seem to move as Zorn locks him down. Torn apart memories as well, pulling through, but now Panda still holding on. Dominance allowing with the guiding wings to allow them to get out to Formaze. He goes down, no eye for an eye. Moon forced to flicker out of there. Ionic Edge with the help of Maima is gonna take him down.
Oh my god, what a play coming from Geek Fam there. Moy tried to set things up. Unfortunately, Toda, they're just so under level. They don't exactly have the damage I can deal with this team fight here. And because of that, Geek Fam, they are gonna push forward here. But Toda, as of now, they're bleeding even harder. However, you guys witnessed the maniac coming in from Geek Fam. Hashtag rise up with your most creative comment and stand a chance to walk away with a random special skin.
Oh, this is not going well for Todak. Not one bit. Panda, he's slowing people's down, but again, this is the 2 tankiest members on the side of Geek Fam to hold on. Moon, finally the damage dealer is here. Chaos Assault with the help of Chiku takes down 1. Panda goes, but Arts, he's got to keep on running. Momo will give chase, but at the end of the day, do they really need to deal with the Uranus? No, they do not. They're just going to give it up, control bot side, and stick together as a unit.
That's going to be Panda's very first death of the game. The Barat has been quite a pain to deal with for Todak so far. Now they're playing around the bottom side. They want to get this tier 1 tower. Should be able to get it with 4 members of Todak here. Arts doing his best to try and defend, but this tower should be going down. At this point, 10 minutes into the game, losing a tier 1 tower, not too bad. Geek Fam still looking very healthy. They're 3 towers up over Todak here, and Chiku now 4 levels down below Maima here, looking to be not doing well for Toda.
Oh, Geek Fam trying to force a fight against Toda, knowing that they are at their weakest right now. And Toda, they have to realize this here. In terms of tankiness, they've got it, but they're just lacking the damage coming in from Chico, and they need to buy even more time for him. Maima's level 15, Chico's only just hit level 12 here. Toda, if they force a fight right now and is most probably is not gonna go well for them here. Meanwhile, Geek Fam, they are threatening the Lord again, forcing them to come to issue here. It seems like they have a rough idea what's going on here, but can Todak make this play here? Lord's down towards half HP. They are going to force a reset, but Geek Fam, they are going to momentarily back out for now. Todak, they cannot make any sort of plays here, but Moy looks like he's going to make it a start here. They don't welcomes him instead. He's going to be the first one to step, but from behind, they jump the back line. Mayma comes up online. He finishes on the Cobra, and he survives with the front guiding wind coming from Dominus, and he's still alive. Todak, they're scrambled, they're struggling. They can't do anything, but looks like Mayma will play the safe card. He's going to back off momentarily here. Meanwhile, the rest of Todak are gonna run up, but here comes Zorn. Here comes more Chiku. He's gonna drop really low. Can they take him down? They're diving in, but Chiku still survives and shuts down Zorn. And just like that, Todak prevails, and they are gonna be at a stalemate for now.
That was a 2-for-2 trade for both teams there. Zorn almost got the cheeky kill onto Chiku, but it looks like the Brodies finally got some items under his belt, and that kill is going to make a big difference, allowing him to catch up. Now he's only 2 levels behind Mayma compared to 4 from earlier there. Very well played, but a great guiding wind save from Dominus as well. Mayma was so out of position, but he got just a free pass all the way back behind his team.
To be fair, Mayma did get jumped. I think that was one of the best plays Mayma has done this season alone. He made sure he made it work for Maze. Eye for eye, but Dominus should be taking care of him with the Wisp. Good timing for Maze, but not enough to protect him from Wisps. Now, 1 man down. 4v5. Lord already being started. Do they find the pick onto Dominus? Dominus now in trouble as Chico takes him out with a torn apart memories as Momo peels off the back line. Mayma cannot get in. Panda now in trouble. The Chaos Assault finds its target. Arts has to back away. Mid wide open. Zorn knows what to do.
They finally found the opportunity that they have been looking forward to here. However, Zorn going to be using his smoke screen here to try and snipe away this tier 3, and that's going to be an easy one coming from Geek Fam. However, the Lord is still threatening here. Mayma goes for the clutch. They takes down the glue. They're diving on him. Chico is still strong, but Mayma says otherwise. They're going to be trading blows after blows, and Chico will come up on top. But where is Zorn? Zorn is so far. He can't catch up. The rest are down coming from Geek Fam, and Zorn laying for the perfect try. Is it going to be enough? He does the damage, but he doesn't want to come in. Todak, they are going to try and threaten the Lord once again. Dominus has to make some sort of play. Moon will get the full recall out. And Todak says, we cannot afford to risk this. And that's going to be a stalemate. But somehow, Todak has done it. They pulled it back. They still keep things alive. And now, Geek Fam, they have to be very cautious in their next move.
Remember that 3K goal lead that I mentioned, like, what, 5 minutes ago at this point in time? No, 6 minutes ago. It was at the 7-minute mark. Oh, my goodness, it has not changed at all. Geek Fam continue to hold the lead, but Todak just refuses to go down. Formaze getting some good damage onto us that tier 2. Zorn cannot be too angsty for this. He's in trouble now. Formaze now trying to get on out, away from Mayma, away from Arts, away from Panda, to buy more time for Todak. He's done so well, and finally he goes down, but at what cost?
This is like a typical Chiku play that Formaze tried to do for the team, making space for Chiku to get some farm, and he's finally hit his timings here. Chiku level 15, but is it a well worth cause? Because now Geek Fam, once again, they are going to try and force a fight down towards the Lord Pit. Is it going to happen here? Meanwhile, you can see the rest of Todak, they are reacting, but little did they know, Zorn is right behind, looking for Chico on the minimap as well. You can see from behind, it is going to be stalemate, but Zorn, he's going to back out from the back lines. Meanwhile, the rest of Geek Fam, they're trying to regroup with him, but seems like it is going to be an unsuccessful attempt coming in from Geek Fam.
Mayma already has his Winter Trunkian as well, so if Todak tried to jump on him now, he does have a way to save himself just a little bit. Momo kind of out of position here. The rest of the team isn't around to back him up. He's just trying to scout out, make sure he keeps an eye on how much health the Lord has left so that his team can come in and try and stop this attempt if possible. Moon and Moy coming in to join him as well, but it looks like this is going to chase Geek Fam off of the objective. I think it's unlikely that the teams are going to try and contest this for now.
Yeah, it's a very, very close battle here. Like, Lord is going to be the ones that jeopardizing their way, but off the screen, off the current map that we're seeing as well, if you look at the mini-map, there's just so much happening coming from Zorn as well as Formaze, constantly cutting off the creep waves, making sure that either teams is not going to be able to benefit from this Lord too much. So they are messing them around, but they need to know that Zorn needs to die from the side of Todak, whereas Geek Fam, they have to just shut down Chiku. Zorn, he has his items, he's level 14 for this support. He's slowly going to hit a little bit hard here, but looks like Geek Fam, They are gonna force the fight. Here comes the silent coming from Moon. Early brilliance here to back out. Momo gonna be taking away a little bit of aggression here, but can he sustain? Where is Shiku when they need him? They are poking a little bit more, but Todak, they want to reengage. A massive Tyrant Rage catches them on a choke point, but do they have the damage? Here comes 4Maze going from behind. They take them all out, but somehow they're not dying. They're so low. Zorn comes in for the finish. They're crumbling. Todak's in trouble. They lose all 4. Momo's gonna be left, and he's gonna try to make it out alive. He wants to take Panda down with him. Can he do so? Seems like he will. Down to his plastic. Last health. Can he survive? No. Yes, he will. But at the same time, the damage has been done. He's only up left to Momo, and Zorn, he's got the damage. He's making work onto the tier 3. Geek Fam, they're trying to take the game 1 against Todak. And what can they do? Here comes Momo. He's down so low. They need to buy 10 seconds here if they want to make things work. Zorn is trying to force the issue, but he's so low. Momo, he's taking too much. He needs to sustain his way through. But look at this. He's holding up the creep wave. He's just making sure that he doesn't go towards the crystal. Momo dragging a little more time. But guess what? Space has been created. Moon and Moy are back online.
Beautifully played by Momo there. An excellent defense in a 1v2 situation. Luckily, he was only dealing with Zorn and Arts, who don't have the damage necessarily to really threaten his life. So he can just stand there, tank the wave, and just wait a little longer for the rest of his team to come online here. They're going to be back. But Geek Fam still ahead in terms of net worth. This is going to be an uphill climb for Todak if they want to bring this game back against their opponents and secure a safer position here in this lower bracket match.
I don't think there is any safe location here. I don't think there is any comfort to be found. Zorn now in trouble as 4Maze has been hunting for him. Zorn is able to return back to dominance with the guiding winds. However, losing priority over the Lord is not a good idea. Arts now in some trouble as Moy continues to anchor down into the enemy blue side jungle.
Oh, Momo keep things alive, but Todak, they have to get this wrong. In this case, 4Maze, they open things up. They got Zorn. That's going to be 40 seconds on the sidelines here. Geek Fam, without Zorn, they might crumble here. 4Maze is going to make the play. They force Meima back to the base. Guess what? Lord is up for grabs, and here they go. Todak, they're fighting against Geek Fam. Can they do this without Meima? It seems like they are crumbling. Panda goes for Daytona's welcome, but here comes the Lord take. It is going to be secured by Moy. Todak, they're doing it. They're shutting them down. Geek Fam, they have to back off.
Geek Fam now playing from the back foot here. Their composition does not scale that well into the late game. They had the superiority during the early stages and made full use of it. But Todak, managing to hold down, have completely evened up the net worth. They are now even, and that is going to be a triple kill as well. If you guys want some Land of Dawn loots, make sure to hashtag rise up with your most creative comment in the comments below to stand a chance to win a random elite skin. But now this game could reach the end very, very soon with this Luminous Lord pushing down the bottom lane.
Just look at that bad boy strut as Todak, after having some crippling early to mid game, now reach the later parts. 18 minutes. This is their time to shine as they are looking to crack open the next inhibitor. Lord is there. Slowing down. It's not hitting the crystal yet, but here comes the full engagement.
Oh, no, the crystal taking a little bit too much damage here. Geek Fam, they're trying their best. They're going for the silence, but the crystals are poking away, and the siege turret will take him down. And Todak makes a miraculous comeback and taking game 1 against Geek Fam.
What a game, what a game. Excellent play by Todak there. Good patience. That was really a game that would keep all of us on the edge of our seats. It looked like Geek Fam had that game in their back pockets, but Todak, they were able to hold on just long enough for their team lineup to start coming online to reach the mid to late game, in which their heroes would be able to scale up better. And once that point was reached, it became too difficult for Geek Fam to pull off their lineup composition here. Zorn in the end just really couldn't actually contribute anything once the enemy heroes did too much damage for him to one-shot.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the tanks, I'm just surprised. Like, the way the game was played, especially from early to mid-game, Zorn making sure that he was putting the hard hits into Chiku's farm.
Never gotten one, but my wife gotten 300 before.
300? Oh man, I was about to brag that I got like 110 one time in the last time it occurred. And even then it was sad.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great idea, and overall, we're excited to be able to start giving back to the community, especially with the Make-A-Wish as well. And quick shout outs to Jeannie, our local Hanabi player, in case she's watching the English stream, which I'm pretty confident she isn't right now, and playing Hanabi right across from us. But overall, this is going to be a good day, boys and girls. Now, upcoming game, right? How are they going to adapt? The draft specifically, we saw annoying things. Glue, particularly annoying, but Benedetta, quite the standout for Todak.
I think Geek Fam, they have this style, especially Zorn specifically. He likes to play these heroes that are really annoying to deal with in the early game just to prevent the enemy marksman from being able to farm comfortably. Unfortunately, in that last game, they had a little too many of their eggs in that basket, and once it hit the late game, they weren't able to deal with Todak scaling. So they do need to have a failsafe just in case those early game invade strats do not work.
Nah, that's the thing about Geek Fam, right? I talked about this during the early stage of the game here. They were going to be struggling against Todak's roster because there's just so much invulnerability, and the only way to kind of stop them in their track is pretty much having a hard lockdown. In this case, Saber or Helker silence, hard silence here, instant anything that has instant lockdown is going to help them out. And the solution was Natalia, which I liked it a lot, considering that Zorn did his job really, really well. But when it comes to being cooked under pressure and holding out for the right times and making a comeback, Todak just has so much more experience here. And we saw a lot of brilliance coming for 4Maze and Momo in particular in that particular round.
I don't know. At this point in time, like based on what we're seeing from the draft, we're seeing pretty much almost the exact same thing as we saw before this. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they try the lineup again. However, Todak, final ban, are they going to get rid of what I think? Nope, it's going to be the exact same thing in game one. Oh boy. Benedetta. Oh, Benedetta going to be the first pickup for Geek Fam.
Alright, Geek Fam recognizing that giving this hero over to 4Maze is a little bit dangerous, so they're going to lock her in for themselves this time. But as you mentioned, the bans for this game 2 are exactly the same as they were in game 1. So both teams are actually quite happy with these heroes that they've decided to eliminate, which is certainly interesting. I can certainly see why some of these heroes would be prioritized, but others, for example the Ling, don't really feel like priority bans to me. But what do I know? I'm not a professional player. As the picks continue onwards, Todak gonna get the Matilda, which has been led through the draft, as well as the Lunox once more. Geek Fam, they'll pick up the Eve this time.
Yeah.
Eve composition. Okay, so at least the Matilda can be caged in the box. Lunox has the iframes to get on out of there. The fighter hasn't been determined, and at the very least, Geek Fam just needs one more pick to kind of finish off their composition. Are they gonna go for their jungler?
That's the thing, right? They need to go for something that actually compensates the Eve in this regards here. They saw the power of what Glue brought to the table here. We saw a couple of teams already starting to prioritize the Glue pickups here. I wouldn't be surprised that Geek Fam decides to pick it up for themselves, but at the same time they need a double tank to actually protect this Eve, which we did see here. However, having the Grok ban here, looks like they are going to play it safe once again, picking the Granger for Mima. Looks cracked on it. It's not broken, but you know, it seems like Geek Fam, they are comfortable with Mima once again playing the Granger.
Yeah, okay, so great. I mean, Granger, obviously, I'm just more surprised that, you know, a lot of teams are picking up this Glue more often than they should be. Because again, in this situation, it's just about getting onto that Granger and just displacing him continuously so he can't be as effective on the fight, or at the very least onto Benedetta, who is going to really struggle when Glue attaches himself to her and she doesn't have her dash up.
But you do need to be able to stay on her top of her long enough to get those stacks here. So if the Benedetta plays this correctly, it should be quite difficult for the Glue to actually be able to accomplish that. Now, with the bans coming out for the second phase, it is actually looking to be identical from game 1 as well. The Harif as well as the Roger being banned out. If we do see the Veramis again, so it looks like Todak has reprised the full ban lineup from game 1. If Geek Fam decide to get rid of Yisun Shin here, that means that the bans will be the exact 100% same as they were in the previous game. Something that I don't think we've seen throughout the whole tournament.
And that's the thing, right? The Yishan Sin just works really well in this kind of scenarios here, but at the same time, compared to the previous game, the difference is that Todak, you know, they showed they had relatively early visibility, which allowed Zorn to kind of punish the backlines regardless here. But they had the preemptive Kufra just to kind of make sure that Dominus, you know, doesn't save anyone with the gliding wind buffs here. So Mima taking advantage of situations was great, but oftentimes a lot of people got stopped by the hands of Moi in their Kufra. So in this case, Todak is not that worried. Forcing Zorn to play the Kufra is great for their composition, considering that it doesn't exactly offer too much protection but it is extremely aggressive if Geek Fam decides to do so. So Todak, they have to worry about how to play around that, but it seems like they are gonna go for the land slot instead to make sure that Yeef, doesn't make it out alive.
I mean, this is what I was expecting in the previous game, right? It's like, okay, Yves composition comes out, you don't have Ling, you go for the land slot, makes sense.
I've got a question right now.
Oh.
Is this gonna be a side lane land slot, or is this gonna be a Chiku land slot?
It's going to be a Chiku land slot.
We've seen it happen from Todak though. Forme is playing on the land slot on the sides.
Yeah, I'm fairly
That's
fairly
possible.
confident though, mainly because it's like we've already seen the two majors being shown out. Unless they've got a better idea for what Formace needs to be playing, they could give him a Hayabusa to actually get that side lane push. They could give him something like a Lapu Lapu to make a bigger play, especially when the box comes down. They could also go for the Yuzong.
Your team
Unfortunately, Lapu Lapu already banned out, so that's not an option for Todak here. But Geek Fam looks like they're going for the Natalia plays again, and they're gonna be picking up the Uranus as well. So their composition here is looking pretty similar to game 1, but now with the addition of Eve and Benedetta, they should be able to cause a fair bit more chaos on the battlefield against Todak here. However, now that Todak have revealed the Lancelot, who is a hero that does perform pretty well under these conditions, we'll see whether or not Geek Fam are going to be able to pick up the slack.
It seems like going for something like a supportive role would help them sustain through the fights, just because of how annoying Natalia was in the previous game. Todak right now, they're walking into his game, how they're going to be walking into his game 1 again, but hopefully this final pick is going to help them out. Seems to me it is going to be the Kacha. Okay, it is going to be a Chiku land slot, but a side lane Gado Kacha? Wow.
Wait, is Moon playing Gado Kacha?
Is this a magic?
Dude, this is a magic Gado Gacha. Like, I've talked about this before in the early regular seasons, but it's not many people were sold on the fact that a mage side lane Gado Gacha hits hard.
Well, let's see what emblems that he's going to bring to the table. For
I
all
think
we
it's gonna
know,
be a mage.
it could just be just a regular tank, and we just haven't seen the switch happen just yet. Again, the first time we've seen Gado Gacha actually been whipped out in a situation like this, especially if it's coming in from Moon, was M2. And a lot of people gave them so much hate for it at the end of the day. It was an innovative strategy that didn't exactly work out. Maybe they've refined it a little bit more. Hopefully, that's what wins them the game and knocks Geek Fam out. Geek Fam hoping that their new science ain't gonna bring them that glory.
But without further ado, let's get on with the game here. We return once again to the Land of Dawn in the game 2 of our first series today. Geek Fam on the blue side, going up against Todak on the red side. Todak currently 1 game up. Will Geek Fam be able to avoid elimination?
Well, it looks like it is going to be a tank Gado Gacha. I was expecting a little bit more than this, but of course, I'm a little bit curious here because right now, does Todak have enough damage to burn through the backlines of Geek Fam? Because if you think about it here, Moy is going for support emblems, Momo also support, and Moon going for a tank emblem here.
Moon playing a tank Gado Gacha. If Todak wasn't already hard to predict, they've just made it even more ridiculous here. Moon playing on the tank role. This is definitely something we don't see often. We'll see whether or not he's going to be able to pull it off. You see, Art's trying to do some damage here, but Flicker already being expanded, but he gets caught by Momo. Will he get out? Nope. First blood goes over to the glue for the side of Todak.
What? Why was... okay, I'm not entirely sure why Arts decided to make a move like that. There was no real need to. After he saw that his teammates got out, he didn't have to try anything too deep, but unfortunately he gets punished for it, so you can't say too much about that. But Zorn continuing to be annoying, stealing away camps from Formace as much as he can. As long as his retribution isn't up, Zorn can steal away. And now, Formace, he's going to be running on top of Zorn for now. He's already lunged 2 times to cut right on top of Zorn. The puncture works out, and the Thorn Rose is going to disrespect.
Very, very well played by Formace there, and just gonna recall a little bit on his face. I think this Lancelot pickup was just in order to deal with a potential Natalia pick here, because he does have a lot of damage in the early game.
You guys talk about unpredictable about Todak, right? You know what's another unpredictable fact? Chiku on the side lanes and 4Maze actually in the jungle.
Yep. I mean, they're switching things up, and I think it's rather smart because I guess Chiku is feeling like he needs something a little bit more reliable, and he can't deal with the pressure that Zorn puts out. 4Maze might change that. Here comes the Sky Guardian's avatar landing on the perfect target. Dominus dropping the real world manipulation to try and take him out. Moon in a little bit of trouble, but he knows he's outside of the box, so he's safe. 4Maze now going for his prime target. Dominus flickers away for safety.
Yeah, there's a clutch moment here, but 4Maze is not out yet here. Meanwhile, Panda is going to be jumping off on the backlines as well. Moon is going to try to provide a little bit of assist, but Chiku is there. But little did they know, here comes Zorn. Hello, hello. You've got no brilliance, and he's going to go down. Easy kill coming in from Zorn.
That's gonna be the Geek fam's first kill of the game here. Certainly something you don't want when you have a Natalia on your team. They want to be able to exert a little more pressure here, but Todak, already seeing that strategy once, isn't gonna fall for it again, and they are making sure to punish Geek fam as much as possible. But that is going to be our first blood bounty. Once again, guys, we have free 6-piece chicken nuggets if you use the MPL nugget code. Make sure to use that so you don't miss out on these special deals like that kill we saw earlier.
Oh boy, they can make kills happen out of nowhere sometimes, but let's see whether or not they're going to be able to pull things back like Todak did in game 1. Geek fam continuing to get pushed out of their own lanes. It's not looking good.
Yep, and as of now, Todak, they're playing a little bit safe. Here comes the real world manipulation. Dominance instantly gets died up, but there's so much damage. Zorn was already raining behind. They took down 4Maze, but Moon, he forced them out as well. He's gonna go in for the jump. Can they take down Zorn? Yes, they can, and Moon still survives. 4Maze gonna be challenging against Mayma in a 1v1. He's down to the last health, but Mayma goes in for the clutch. Tags away, gets the additional bonus damage, takes him down, and that's gonna be Todak's downfall in that particular fight.
Oh, that was so nice by Maima, quickly using the retribution on top of 4Maze before rondoing backwards so that 4Maze couldn't follow up. He already used the lunge, he already used his Thorn Rose as well. He knew he was on cooldown. Great outplay from Maima.
That fight looked to be a little bad for Geek fam in the beginning. It didn't seem like that play was as wise as, however, they were able to turn it around. But Zorn once again getting caught out. Already popped. Chiku going to be able to get over the Moi there. Very good use of the guiding winds, going to allow the rest of Todak to escape from the clutches of Geek fam.
So nice, so nicely done here. And right now they're really abusing the gliding winds as much as they can. Chiku now in trouble. He dies at the end of the day from the help of Panda as well as Maima. Moi and 4Maze are here to say hello. Dominus waiting to drop the box. Is he going to drop the box? Is he going to drop the box? Here we go. He's already got that first damage and he saves his ult, allowing the Rondo and the Death Sonata. Oh, sorry, not even the, even the Death Sonata as well to connect. Momo now taking a good amount of damage here for now, but he will try to disrupt, pulling Dominus backwards. Doesn't work out instead. Now Momo needs to run and Moon has to save his back.
Oh, Todak right now here. The idea of having triple tanks here try to soak through the real world manipulation is smart, but they just lack so much damage here. Moi is trying his best to support the team, but as of now, Chiku being focused down from the Zorn is pretty much the game plan for Geek fam if they want to go in for the win. However, Turtle being contested once again, it's going to be Geek fam that takes the win. But a massive taunt comes in, they catch too. They shut down Mayma, and here comes the jump on top of Dominus. Just like that, they lose true. Dominus might be next, and there's going to be a triple kill coming for 4Maze. Zorn is going to be backing out, but Panda is there. But here comes Zorn. He saves the day. He takes him down, but at the same time, Todak, do they have the damage to continue?
Looks like Zorn in a bit of trouble here. Flicker from Momo trying to jump on top of the Natalia. Moi following up. Will they be able to find him? There's just too much movement speed here. And now Moi stuck in the smoke screen. He's the one in trouble now. Soaring Eagle comes out on top of Zorn. Will they be able to find him? Oh, the wind down to the tiniest sliver of HP. Zorn will survive that engagement. Moi has to recall here, taking quite a bit of damage. Panda going in on Momo, but they're probably just going to clear the wave here. The glue is not going to go down anytime soon.
Yeah, he is a thick boy. Momo is such a thick boy. It is tough to say, but it's time for the land of Dawn Loots. The triple kill has occurred so quickly. It's time to come up with some creative comments with the hashtag #RiseUp.
Yep, thank you 4Maze for making that happen here, because a random winner right now on the comments will be walking with a brand new random elite skins. However, the game continues. Todak taking the lead here, but seems like Geek fam, they have their win condition. They're losing a little bit of objectives down bottom, but aside from that, there's just been a bloody bloodbath every single time.
Chiku here cutting the wave in the bottom lane. Todak ahead in terms of net worth by 1k. Certainly not a gap that Geek Fam can't make up, but this is looking to be a very different result from game 1, especially with Dominus getting sniped out there. Zorn, he sees 4 maze. That's a juicy target for him, but will they find it? Yes, Panda finishes the kill onto the enemy jungler. Death Sonata finds the kill onto Moy as well. Geek Fam find 2. Moon charging up Unbreakable, gets the taunt on top of Panda. Probably won't be able to do too much with it. Arts gonna be able to chase them away. Momo joining him here in the mid lane, but I think both teams gonna disengage from that. Geek Fam get a very good 2 kills from Todak.
Yeah, at some point, Todak's got to realize the biggest threat here is not just the Eve, it is actually Mima as well.
They find him. Is he going down? Yes, mega kill for Momo. 4-0 on the glue. They're not done yet. Panda still going in. He has to back out there for Maze. Too much damage.
You know, I take that back here because it seems like Todak is struggling in terms of damage, but if Geek Fam decides to take 1-by-1 fights here, well, regardless of damage, you are gonna die. And it seems like Geek Fam, they might have just thrown away their lead because this is gonna be Todak trying to abuse the fact they've got massive kills across the board. Meanwhile, they are trying their best to hold down the middle turret as long as they can for the next Lord fight here coming from Geek Fam.
Yeah, no, it's smart because, again, mid-tier 1 is by far one of the most important tower positions and structures in the game, mainly because it keeps that jungle entrance safe. And now, Moy getting some good hits here from the side of Geek Fam, but he doesn't go down just yet. Moon walks in, he face checks, and they need to start breaking this tier 1. Then they have access to the purple. Before Mace, he instantly jacks away the purple buff, and now Dominus looking to punish his Zorn, gets into the back line. Real world manipulation is working out. Electo final blow just to put icing on that cake. Momo positions out to move away from Panda, but Arts, he's slowing them down, and now Geek Fam will be able to take full control over the Lord Pit.
Zorn, he's looking for Moon here. Does he find him? He does, but beautiful Unbreakable from Moon will prevent Zorn from being able to finish off the Gatot Kata. He will be able to back off there. Chiku doing a lot of damage to Arts, but he doesn't realize Zorn has moved on over to the mid lane, gets the kill onto Chiku, having a bad time here. Momo now in trouble. He's a split. He will be able to get a lot of regeneration from this. He's going to be able to hop onto Arts, drags him under the tier 1 tower. The Uranus is falling down. The taunt keeps him in spot just for a little bit longer, and that means that Arts is gonna go down yet again for the side of Geek Fam here. Zorn, he could be in trouble. He is looking for 4 maze. That's a lot of damage. Torn Rose allows him to get out with the invincibility frames. And Moon now in trouble here. He's gonna have to use the Avatar of the Guardian in order to get out of that fight.
Oh my goodness, how does Todak does this here? Oh, 4 maze! He manages to snipe down Zorn. That's gonna be the most important kill right now to buy enough space here, but nevertheless, Todak, despite losing a massive fight, how does Momo does this? Because he's been able to set up insane kills here. Dragging on the tier 1 for that setup was phenomenal, but now the dream is still alive for Todak. But at the same time, Geek Fam, they are in the lead for now.
So far, I mean, even though they are in the lead, it's kind of anybody's game, right? The biggest difference is going to be the structures. Geek Fam has been able to push Todak in every single time. They're 3 towers ahead, and Todak somehow haven't been able to get as much profit in these fights, and they're trying to maneuver around it, but so far Panda's been doing a great job cleaning up the side lanes.
We do have to give props to Geek Fam here. They're doing very well against Todak. Todak, we know them for a team that has solid performances, and their gameplay is always something to see. Geek Fam being able to put up this good of a fight against them goes to show those 3 weeks between the regular season weren't for nothing. Moon here, he finds Dominus as well as Maima, gets the taunt onto him. Dominus has to use the flicker. Chiku almost gets sniped by Zorn in the back line, but now Zorn, the one, is going to get taken out instead.
It seems like a repeat here coming from game 1. Zorn is trying his best, but finally Todak, they realize that Zorn is going to be the weakest hero in the pool to take down. It's going to be the biggest threat for the side of Geek Fam once again, but this time Seems like they take down Zorn. Arts is going to make a little bit of space here from the side of Todak. He's going to try and make a fight happen, work to make space for the next Lord fight, but nothing much has happening here coming both these teams. Meanwhile, Panva is going to try and buy a little bit of space, but Todak, they can't seem to take a head-on fight and force the fight against Geek Fam just because Zorn is down for the count. But now, with Zorn back up in the picture here, Geek Fam, they are going to be in go time here, and the rest of Todak, they are backing out of the fights now.
Yep, they can't afford to fight right now, especially since the next objective is about to spawn. 75 more seconds on the clock. They need to start getting that pressure. They cannot afford to let these waves be shoved into their inhibitors, because then that puts them at a, between a rock and a hard place. You could give up Lord or the Turtle, but losing an inhibitor turret is very significant.
And I think right now, at this stage of the game, obviously Zorn on the Natalia is very squishy. It's very easy for him to get taken out in a few hits there. Forme is using the Torn Rose invincibility after realizing that the Natalia is in the area. Panda gets haunted by the guitar cutter. Electro Final Blow is used, but won't be able to run away from the clutches of Todak. Maima almost losing his life as collateral, half his HP gone in a single attack from Formaze.
What is that damage coming from Formaze here? I take that back. He's going to be hitting like a truck here, because as of now, Geek Fam, they lose Panda. They are going to be losing a lot of map control, and this time Todak, they're going to be clearing up the creep waves potentially to try and set up for the Lord fight. However, Geek Fam, their response is send up Uranus and Zorn down top and mid to cut the creep waves.
Proxy, proxy, proxy. That way you just have to focus on the most important structures, which is going to be down on bot side. Formaze, he sees Maima, but he doesn't pull the trigger just yet, giving a false sense of security as the Lord now turns luminous.
Formaze was sitting in that bush for a long time, like a predator in the night, but Zorn gets a sneaky inhibitor kill in the top lane here. That's going to be very valuable for Geek Fam. They might be behind in terms of kills, but they're making up for it in objectives here. That means that the top lane is going to be in Geek Fam's favor for the next few minutes.
I do want to see that, though. I do want to see how these next few minutes are going to start panning out, because again, Glue is starting to run out of his relevance. He is going to start getting punished later on to this game. If we could have a look at the items just to see where Moon is at as of right now, because I think he is Formaze and Chiku. So Moy is the one who died the most, but Moon, he is really difficult to get past, but once you have the right items, then it will work out. The question is, did he get magic resist, or did he just spam stack armor?
Yeah, it's going to be tough to decide right now here, but Moy, he does have the immortality. It seems like Todak, they are setting up for this immortality plays here. They've got one on Formaze, they got one on Moon, they've got one on Moy, so they are going to be playing the long-term game. Meanwhile, while Ars is cutting the creep wave here, Todak is already trying to force the fight here down towards Lord. Is it going to be the reset coming in here? Zorn is waiting for the right moment to go for the strike, as well as you get Chiku is down towards Haopel. The rest of Todak, they're diving onto Meima. Momo is going to go for the finish as well, but Chiku will be the first one to fall. Geek Fam will retaliate as Todak, they can't really do too much. Momo is down to his last health. Zorn is looking for the finish. Is Momo going to die? Yes, he will, and that's going to be giving them the kills towards Meima. The get-ups is some farm, but Todak, they messed up the play. They don't have any utilities now, and they have to back out.
Good job by Momo, though, distracting them for long enough for the remaining members of Todak to get out. However, now that the Lord is being threatened, Todak do need to deal with this. A two-man taunt from Moon there, going to keep Arts and Dominus off of the objective, and the Lord has to be reset as Maima realizes there could be a threat looming there. Formaze hiding in the bush once again. He wants to see if he can pick off the squishies. Maima taking a lot of damage from the Lord swipe, gets knocked up as well. If Maima's not careful, he could get sniped out here, but Formaze dropping really low, really quickly. Real world manipulation already dropped. In the meantime, in the back line, looks like we have a fight going on. Maima dropping really low against the Lord. Looks like we see Moon trying to go in to see if he can get the kill. Oh no, the Lord gets the kill on the sword. Panda dropping really low as well. Moon, you monster, gets the Lord. After all of that, after the efforts from Geek Fam, the Lord is stolen from under their noses. Art loses his immortality. The Chiku's darkening here, and it looks like he's going to go down. Winner Trunkian just serves to prolong his suffering.
Oh, what a clutch there coming from Moon. Just buying enough time. Just him being there. Geek Fam kind of messed around with it as well. Take a little bit too much damage against the Lord. And just like that, look, they managed to win the win fight as well. Because right now, Geek Fam, they're at risk of being eliminated here. Todak, they're trying to end the game. They're going for the best. Panda and Dominus, can they do all they can? No, they cannot. Dominus will bow. Panda is going to try and cut up the creep waves here. Can he buy enough time? Zorn's going to be coming out in 4 seconds. Mima as well. Todak, they're going for a star fight here. But the Lord is knocking down with the crystal. Here comes the rest of Geek Fam. Can they defend this? Do they have the damage? No, they do not. Todak, they're doing it. The crystals are coming in. And Todak remains the victorious ones as they defend and prevail as they will advance in towards the next stage.
Nicely done. One play was all it took, and it happened with Gatot Kacha. Who would have expected a steal like that? Well done, Toda, and congratulations to Moon, making a very impressive play.
What a play it was indeed. Who would have expected, just as you said, when we saw Moon playing the Gatotkacha as a tank, we mentioned this is not something we normally see here, but
not
Moon
at all.
made it work. Unfortunately, Geek Fam invested too much into trying to take down the Lord. Arts was doing his best to try and zone everyone else out. And since Moon was the only one actually trying to stop them, it's a tank, you would think, okay, it's not too bad. But you can't underestimate the amount of damage the Lord himself outputs. Zorn losing his life to it, Maima getting dropped so low, and then at the last moment of all things to happen, Moon gets the Lord steal.